How about them Gators, baby? They look good. I told you we were going to do this thing and get it right. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the tournament. I know that's not why you're here. I got Dale Richards, Constricted Reptiles, on the show tonight. Let's get right to it. Stick around. Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for being here. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 7 o'clock here in just south of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Northfield is where the facility current location is. It's been a very busy weekend and week and just kind of a blur, but I'm really thankful, really happy. I hope you guys are doing well. Really just some quick catch up stuff. I got the certificate of occupancy on the new facility on, I think it was a week ago. Maybe I did announce it last week. It was either a week ago today or a week ago Wednesday. So anyhow, I'll be moving in there before long. Got a few things to get right and finish up and tweak and all of that, but pretty exciting. So move into that. That's at the car wash. So move into that by May 1st is like my really hard deadline to start moving in. So I'll be moving in there shortly. I went off to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've never been there before. Really nice town and actually bigger than I thought it was. And there was a show there to vend and they did a great job. It was actually put on by the Sioux Falls Herp Society, which really, really cool thing. But they had an excellent venue and the audience was great. The crowd was great. The buyers were good. Very worthwhile show. So I'll definitely be back there. Thank you. If I met you in Sioux Falls and you're checking out the show tonight, thanks for welcoming I was going to say the Minnesotan, but I'm not even the Minnesotan really. I'm still working on that. I'm the I'm the Floridian that's landed in Minnesota. This weekend, Sunday, I will be vending at the Cold Blooded Expos here in Expo Show here in Minneapolis. One of my favorite shows of the year. It is here in the hometown in the backyard, but it's a great show. Big, nice venue right there at the Minnesota State Fairground. Do you just say State Fairgrounds? State Fairgrounds? Anyway, they do it up there. We're not talking dirt floor barns. Okay, this is a really nice convention center at the fairgrounds. That is this Sunday. Locals, if you're watching, if there's anything that you see that's available on properroyals.com, you want to secure it before then, let me know. If you're not local and you see something you want to secure, you better let me know because I'm definitely going to be taking everything that I have available for sale. I'll take it with me to the show. I think I've been itching to kind of show off some of the holdbacks and some of the cool stuff that I've acquired recently. So I'm going to take those to this show since it's in town and it's only a one-day show. I'll have the animals back in their enclosures by the evening. I'll bring out that rainbow clown. If you want to check that out, come by the booth on Sunday as well. That's Cold Blooded Expos that puts that on. And then I will be at the All-American Reptile Plant Expo, AARPE, in Castle Rock, Colorado, 2 weeks from this weekend. I'll be there working with REDLINE and the team there and Robin. So I'll see you guys somewhere. It's a busy month, just the way that I like it. So I'm happy for that. And I gotta say, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, really, really cool opportunity. It was a good show, but what really struck me is nobody had any idea of our little, internet circle bubble that we live in, of the drama and who does what with who and who's crew and tribes and all that nonsense. They were just into cool looking snakes and they were reptile enthusiasts. And actually I was surprised there were breeders there as well. Hobby breeders that wanted to buy animals with certain hets. There were pet buyers and the market was good that day. So look outside of our bubble sometimes. I'll be honest. I've been kind of taking a break on Instagram. I need to get back to it. I can't let that fall by the wayside, but just mentally, it was just like, man, some of this stuff is just out of hand. So if you need a little break, go out to the people, go see what's really going on out there. Get out of our bubbles where we're just shooting each other in the eye with little pea shooters, pew, pew, pew. We got to cut that out. So anyhow, I was really kind of inspired and fulfilled by that show. So thanks. Great job to everybody in Sioux Falls. I hope to see everybody else somewhere soon. Again, Sunday here in Minneapolis and a couple weeks out in Denver. And as always here, Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Tonight is Dale Richards is the guest, Constricted Reptiles. I don't want to overstate things, and it's always awkward talking about the people when they're in the green room waiting. But Dale's somebody that gave me a massive amount of support very, very early on. In a very kind way. No particular need to. I certainly wasn't a high roller. I wasn't bankrolling anything for him. That's for sure. I would have if I had it. I just didn't have the money. But I remember the first time I met Dale, I was actually talking to my son today about it. We were at the Jacksonville Repticon, and we went up to his table. And I didn't know Dale. I'd never met or heard of him before. And we're just looking at his snakes, and out of the blue, he says, "I like your show." And I was like, "What is this guy talking to me? Look at this." And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, it's okay. Somebody recognizes me. And so hopefully I was gracious and thankful. And over time, I got to know Dale. He was kind enough to let me vend with him on a couple occasions before I ever vended my own shows. And it was a real privilege to work hard for him selling his snakes. I wasn't selling my snakes. And through that, he introduced me to just some amazing other breeders in Florida and amazing relationships and connections and things that I've gotten to learn along the way. So always very, very thankful to Dale and his wife, Renee, too. I got to say, like usual, there's a wonderful woman behind the scenes most of the time. And Renee is definitely fits that bill. So anyhow, it's always a pleasure when I get to hang out with Dale, especially now that I've moved away. And so I don't know, second, third time, fourth time, he's been at least twice. I don't know how many times he's been on. Please welcome back to the Proper Royal stage, Dale Richards. Dale, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I got to give a disclaimer, man. That is an actual place that you're at, not just some backdrop on Zoom, man. It looks great.
Well, thank you. It's been a long time coming. So
yeah, give us the update. Tell us the story. I know that you've been building it for a long time, but what do you got going on there?
I mean, so we've been building the house for, I don't know, I think about 3 years now. We bought the property before that.
It's been at least 3 years. Yeah.
It's just been one thing after another. It's been a long process, and got home from the Jacksonville show this past weekend and putting animals away. Monday night, found out we can finally actually move in. So been moving since Tuesday morning, and it's
moving's not that. I mean, it's exciting. It's not that fun, right?
It's only about, depending on traffic, 15 to 20 minutes from our current house. So it's not like,
okay,
it's cool. The first day we moved as much as we could to be able to actually get in the necessities, but from here on out, the animals and everything are still at the other house, and everything's still so it's going to be a long process to that point, because the building is just a shell at this point, and still got to move forward with. I had to meet the electrician in the morning and to start that process. So
yeah. And is that the building for your animals?
That'll be the building for the animals and the snakes, or the rats and the snakes.
Okay.
Underneath the same roof, but it'll be divided up. So
yeah. And where your animals are still at your old house, or you had a separate facility for them?
Yeah. The animals are still at the snakes are still at the other house, and the rats are actually halfway between us, so where they've always been on the other property. So they're a little bit closer than the snakes, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'm like
how long until you can get everything under one roof and on that same property?
That'll depend on how long it takes to get everything inside the building done. So
less than another 3 years.
Hopefully not.
I'm giving you a hard time. I hope not either, man.
They're good. The kids leaving.
Well, congratulations. I know that, like you said, I know you've been at it for a long time, and you've got is it family there with you as well, like in
Um,
the house?
no, I mean, well, so it's the kids as of right now, but so the rats are currently on my wife's grandmother's property, which is where they've been for the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years, whatever.
Yeah.
And so once the building's done, she will be moving in with us, and then it'll be everything will be here. So yes, she will be,
Yeah.
but it'll be a minute at this point.
Right. Right. I get really nerdy about this stuff, partially because I'm going through some of it too, but yours, I'm sure, will be much bigger scale. But what do you have going on inside the building? What are you doing for what do you got for space? You doing anything cool with like floor or electrical or insulation, or what do you have setting
Be
up in
honest with you,
Florida?
I have no idea at this point. I'm just kind of going step by step. So, I mean, I kind of got it roughly how it's going to be divided up. So the building is it's 60 by 40.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, it's not. So we're actually doing an apartment in the front portion of it for her grandma.
Yeah.
So it'll just kind of be like where she can go sleep. It's right next to the house, so she'll have full access to the house and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it'll be like a little living room, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, all that in there. So
Yeah.
that'll be like 20 by 20. Behind that roughly will be 20 by 40, which will be the snakes. And then the other portion will be a garage and like a small garage towards the front. And then the rest will be rodents. So it'll probably be like, I don't even know, 50 something. Probably, I don't know. Probably like, maybe not 50. Probably like 48 by 20 for the rats and
Okay.
mice, snakes, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. And
it'll,
do you say 20 by 40 for the reptiles?
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. It is 800 square feet, man. That's pretty solid amount there. Is that an expansion for you, or is that about the same as what you've been dealing with?
To be completely honest with you, I have no idea because they're just kind of fit where they can fit at this point.
I
Like,
gotcha.
so I don't actually know what the square footage is. I would have to actually measure it out, but I don't plan on expanding any. So,
Okay. Well, I
and
mean,
all honesty, maybe downsizing, like not not necessarily downsizing, but just doing a little less and focusing a little more.
yeah. Are you still running? I mean, I think when I was helping you sometimes, and then just when I would see you out and about, you still running like eight displays when you go to shows?
8 displays, no. What is it? I think it's 14 displays and 3 towers.
14?
And plus deli cups. So yeah, it's four it's 4 full tables of snakes, like with no gaps, no nothing,
Yeah.
and the 3 towers I usually stack on the floor with on top of the stacks. So
Right.
yeah, I think it's 14 displays plus the towers
Man,
and delis.
I was thinking for some reason that, and maybe it was only 8, but I was
It probably
thinking,
was at that point.
oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it probably was.
Wow. 14 displays. That is a ton, man. It's like 160 or 180 animals just in displays, not counting the delis and the towers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot.
Good for you, man. I'm happy for you. That's cool.
It's I want more than I want to continue to bring to shows. So
Yeah. And
it
are you
was a
still,
byproduct. So a lot of it was a rough year for hitting actual stuff. It was long. Some of it was long shots. Some of it wasn't, and it
just
was
didn't
just rough.
go? Were you doing, was it too many, or not too many, but I mean, were you pairing more like head to heads or, I mean, doubles and triples together than you usually would? Or, I mean, is it
Some
just
yes and some no. And even on the like double visual to visual het, it was like just tanked on it. So
oh,
the whole year was, there was a couple of good things here and there, but overall, I mean, the odds were pretty bad.
yeah. So did you end up with, a whole lot of 66% as well, which kind of makes it tough?
Yeah, I ended up with a lot of possible triple hets and all kinds of stuff like that, or visual pos double heads, or just, yeah, a ton of that kind of stuff.
Right. I know that, especially, or I don't know, we haven't talked in a while, but I know it used to be that you didn't use ultrasound. Do you have the same mindset? Do you use testing at all, or do you just run it as what it is, or what you can get for it?
I still don't have an ultrasound, and
Okay.
I've not tested one animal. So
Wow.
I have a bunch of sheds that I need to, but no, I still have not tested one. So
Wow. Wow. Okay. And then if it's up to you if you want to discuss this or not, but like when you're selling animals, if they're animals that you just want to move, is it easier just to list them either as normals or only the stuff that you can see, or do you find that it makes the buyers more complicated? Does it complicate things for the buyers to be like, whoa, it's double het this, possible het this?
yeah, no, it really depends on the animal, but a lot of it, if it's orange dream inchy, pos double het clown pied, something like, it's just an orange dream inchy and a delicate.
Yeah, gotcha.
For the most part, it just depends on the animal,
Yeah,
especially male. If it's a female,
right.
maybe.
Yeah. Do you find it different on like Morph Market versus the shows? Do you find a different set of buyers or same kind of deal? It's just make it easy and quick.
I'm terrible about posting on Morph Market, so I mean, I have animals on there, but it's like I only post specific stuff. So I mean, I have hundreds of animals that I could post on there, and I think I have like 50.
I was gonna say, I think there's like 56 or something on there right now.
So I mean, I do enough shows to where I usually try and move that stuff at shows. It's generally easier.
Yeah.
Morph Market, even if you post something like that, you could post it low enough, I guess, and somebody will buy it, but you're going to get a bunch of questions, and 15 out of 20 of them aren't going to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. The effort that goes into the lower end animals on Morph Market is really challenging.
Yeah. So it depends. I need to get better about posting on Morph Market. Stuff's been moving on there. So,
yeah. Yeah. I think, I mean, contrary to what we hear, I think the market's okay. I don't think it's as bad as everybody thinks, and it's not as good as it maybe once was, but you know, I think that's everybody's
sure.
business.
Jacksonville was, I mean, you went to the one at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
So it was the busiest I've ever seen it since they moved to that venue this past show, which wasn't
nice
weekend before.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I know Sarah and Josh were there as well. They said that they did move a lot of animals that show too.
It was busy. I had a good show. So.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that, especially in Jacksonville. That's my old hometown there.
That's a hit or miss show.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I've had hits and misses there for sure. So in this world of everybody testing stuff and you not testing stuff, how do you dictate what you hold back? Or are you at a point where if you're not hitting the visuals or the 100% hets, you're not messing with it?
So I have the sheds. I need to test them.
Okay. Yes. All right. So you're
stuff that I haven't sold that is sitting there that either has the sheds or doesn't have the sheds, that it would dictate whether I end up keeping it or not. I just haven't. I've been too busy to send the sheds in.
Yeah.
Or I guess once you get into the process, it makes it a little easier. I just haven't done it yet. So
yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean when you're busy, you're waiting, or like some of my sheds, they'll finally shed, and then the shed will be ruined because I don't see it for a day or whatever, and it soaks because I don't use cocoa, so sometimes it'll soak, and if I don't get it right away and get it dry,
so.
Yeah. Did you say you run paper towels too?
On babies, yes.
Yeah, on babies, right? So, yeah, that it makes it hard sometimes when people are like, well, "How come you haven't tested it yet?" And I'm like, "Well, because of life. I don't know. I just haven't gotten there yet."
Yeah, but I don't really want to make it a thing about the animals. It would more so be the animals that I was going to keep that I would test. I don't know. That's just my mindset, I guess. Then some of them, yes, I probably should test if I'm going to sell them, regardless, because it would probably make a difference. But I don't know if it's not going to make a massive difference, then it's just like,
yeah, well, yeah, that's that.
Roll.
Yeah, that's that equation of time, actual money that it costs you to shed test them, and then how much you're taking care of them, and then the effort that has to go into it. If it's only going to make a $30 or $40 or $50 difference, it's probably not worth it. But like you said, the females or combos would be, combos with double or triple recessives would be pretty special.
Yeah.
Let's see. Quentin says, Quentin, if you breed a clown to a pied, they'll all be double het clown for pied. I could walk you. Quentin's local here. Quentin, I can walk you through that sometime, man. But no, those would all be double hets though. What's up, Matt? Yeah. Wait, Matt, is that your bottom line? Of course you test if it'll increase it by $500. Matt says I'll test if it increases by $500. So, anyhow,
and how I feel too. And there's some stuff that I would obviously increase it by more than that. I still haven't tested that I have. I mean, what about Hypo puzzle that's pos het DG that I haven't tested. I have DGs that are pos double het Hypo puzzle that I still haven't tested.
Yeah.
So
is it, but let me ask you this. Would you keep them regardless of how the test turned out?
No, because I wouldn't need them if they didn't prove out fully. So, I might keep them if they did, and I might sell them if they did. I don't know. It really depends.
Yeah.
So I just need to test them. I just need to stop being lazy, I guess.
I've got some like that I probably should test, but I would keep whether they prove or not. So it's kind of like, well, I'm going to breed them anyway. So that doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah, no, I have some of those as well.
Gotcha.
I would keep them regardless. So,
well, Matt says between 300 and 500 is his number of increase before he'll test. Okay.
I do agree with that though. It's like you spend, I don't know what it even costs anymore. They keep changing. So, but in order to test them, it's it starts at 40, 50, something like that, and moves up on what it is. So no, it's like it increases the animal by $100 or $200 by the time. I don't know. Is it worth it?
The high end of the tests are around $40 now. And then if you have two tests on the same animal, you like, at least with Charlie, which obviously is a sponsor, but at least with Charlie, the second test on the same animal was half the price. It's $20. So you could, like, if you had a POS, DG and POS clown, you could test both of those genes for $60.
Okay.
On the animal. So it's coming down in price. At least, like I say, at least at Charlie and shedtesting.com there. So, and when you do, use the promo code proper15 and you get another 15% off after that there for you. So, all right. Well, I didn't even plan to go down that path today, but that is cool. Tell us what you got going on with the genetic stripe clown project. I know you've been working on that for a long time and you were one of the early guys working on it.
Probably not a ton this coming year. Trying to just kind of move some of the like double het girls and focus on more of the stuff that I held back. Like I said earlier, I'll probably do a lot less this year and just kind of focus on growing stuff up. I mean, I made the Hypo G-stripe clown girl this past year that I held back, and again, I got some animals in that project that I need to test that are like G-stripe clown combos that are pos het hypo. So,
what codoms are you looking at in that project that excite you?
So right now I don't have a ton in it. I have spot nose and yellow belly leopard, which I'm not super crazy about, only because it kind of stripes the animal back out and kind of takes away from the G-stripe clown. But I've seen some combos that it still works with. I had a clutch. It's not even anything crazy, but it was like I don't even exactly know what the male is because I didn't test it, but I produced it. So it's a possible like super orange dream, yellow belly fire clown, and it's het for pied. I bred it to a hypo genetic stripe just to get those genes into that project.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice male. So she laid yesterday or the day before. So
how many eggs did you get from her?
7.
Okay, gotcha. Pretty standard. Do you think that clown G-stripe project is like, which it sounds like you're almost more excited to go for other recessives with it versus other codoms, or what do you think with it?
So the pied has nothing to do with it. The fact that that male was het pied was just because that's what I had.
Yeah.
And the male I wanted to use wouldn't breed. So, no, as far as the G-stripe clown project, I still like it a lot.
Yeah.
But obviously I plan on taking it to the hypo, and I have some stuff that I haven't tested that could have the desert ghosts. I'm trying to think what it would be. They'd be 100% het desert ghost, 100% het genetic stripe, G-stripe desert ghost, and pos het clown. So I don't know, or Xanthic. That's what I was.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Have we seen that?
Triple hat? Yes. So they're 100% triple hat, Xanthic desert ghost, and genetic stripe, Xanthic desert ghost, and then they're pos het clown.
Oh, wow. Okay. Have you
cool direction?
Have you done any? Have you have any been made that are Xanthic yet?
Yeah. I'm trying to think who. Somebody made an Xanthic G-stripe clown, and it came out really nice.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that with that project yet.
It was Bradford Cole.
Okay, gotcha. Are you working with any of the other guys there around you on those projects, or is that you keeping that one all in house?
Nobody else really works around here. Jason had some stuff, but I think he sold most of his. So as far as the genetic stripe clown stuff goes,
yeah. Okay.
I think I hit 2 females, so I held them back. One was like a fire triple hat pos clown, and the other one was just a normal triple hat pos clown.
Yeah. So you hit the first females this past year?
Yeah, this last year. And then I hit 2 G-stripes that are 100% double hat and pos het clown that I need again to test. So yeah.
But well, I mean, hitting those, it's so funny. We talk like nonchalantly, like, oh, you hit the triple females last year. Like, oh, good. That's all. There's no codoms. Like, that's a long time and a long.
Those triple hats.
Oh, triple hats. Okay. I thought you were saying you hit the triple hypo DG or the hypo G-stripe clown.
Oh, I did. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you hit the Xanthic. Yeah. I hit one.
Okay.
Hypo genetic stripe clown female.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of crazy though, that like, I don't know. I was just thinking about like when I got started, like the idea of triples were kind of crazy. And now it's like, well, I got one, got to let it grow up, and, versus like, I got one,
Yeah. No, I was super happy to hit that. That was one of the only good. There was very few good clutches last year, like as far as like nailing the odds, and that was one of them.
Yeah. Well, congrats on that. Are you are you the only one that's hit that you know of, or have other people hit it before?
As far as I know of, that's the only one.
Yeah. That's
So,
kind of a cool thing, just to be like, this is like the one in the world. That's kind of cool, man.
yeah, I don't know. Justin reached out and asked for
Yeah.
help. So that was cool.
Usually a good sign. Yeah. How's she doing? She stable and thriving and everything?
Yeah, she's good.
Okay, good. That's also got to be nerve wracking to have one and be like, come on, take your meals, get eating, get going.
That was a decent clutch. And I hit a male spot nose. Pretty sure it's a spot nose yellow belly G-stripe clown. It's pos het hypo, and it's a male. I haven't tested it, so I need to test it, see if it's hypo. Het hypo.
I have to look. I haven't seen. How does spot nose do on those? Does it cut through the pattern a little bit and bring a little bit more pattern back, or what's it do?
Spot nose kind of sharpens up the pattern, makes it a little more like jagged, and it works. It's one of the better genes with it as far as changing the pattern versus changing the color. Obviously, you can change the color, but the spot nose does change the pattern for the better, in my opinion.
To get like more like almost, I mean, the way you're describing it sounds like would be like shark's tooth patterns, maybe up sides and upper sides.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of thins them out, and I don't really know how to explain it.
I gotta go check it out. Are they on your Instagram?
Yeah, it's probably a little ways back. I don't know unless I pinned it, I can't remember.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I didn't go look today. I was busy working, and it was one of those days where I was just like, I have got to get finished with. I'm not leaving until this job is done today, kind of thing. So I got a little behind on prep too.
People pouring concrete, and it's like 6:45 this morning, and I was out moving dirt all day. And so I was like,
how are the bugs, man? You're sitting there, and I'm like itchy for you. You all right out there with the bugs?
Yeah, they're flying around, but they're not. The mosquitoes aren't bad out here.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, this is like the calmest the wind's been. Usually there's a crazy breeze off of the lake almost 24/7. So
yeah, what lake is I saw the lake behind you earlier. What lake is that?
It's a small lake. It's I mean, I don't know. It's just like it's a little lake that like connects to a bigger lake that like we kayak over through the little hyacinths, and it connects to like a big lake.
I gotcha. And so are you still there? Is it in DeLand where you're at?
So it's technically DeLeon Springs.
Okay.
So it's about 15 minutes from our house, our old house.
Yeah, and that's where just south on I-4 of Daytona.
It would be it's a little bit north. So like if you came in on 92, it would be you would take a right and you would come into DeLeon Springs. So it's almost like inland from Ormond instead of Daytona.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Actually, that's yeah. So that's not where I was thinking it is. Okay. Well, I'm sure everybody watching is like, that's a good geography lesson. I don't think.
Where that is.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, how about some of the other projects you're working? I know you've been working acid for a long time. You still excited about it? What do you see you want to get that into? What do you see the future on acid as?
Yeah, no, still working the project. Not a ton of stuff this year. I produced some like acid clown combos that are het for Desert Ghost, and they're pos het for G-Stripe this past year. I did hold back some acid G-Stripes that are 100% het for clown, so I'm growing those up. So some acid G-Stripe clown stuff.
Does it break through the G-Stripe pattern, or does it just change the color?
No, it messes the genetic stripe. It looks a lot different.
Yeah.
than a regular genetic stripe.
Yeah.
So I think Justin made a confusion one with the G-stripe clown. Somewhat
Oh, really?
But so we'll see. I don't know.
Did that inspire you? Was it pretty cool, or were you like, no, I guess I'll work on something else?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I had already had stuff on the shelf before I saw it. So,
well, I figured you did, but I didn't know if you saw it and were like, oh crap, I'm not doing that anymore. So
no. It wasn't. It wasn't. It almost messed it up so much that you almost couldn't see the G stripe anymore with the clown also. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I think you can still add a lot of stuff to it to make it different. Just like the leopard almost brought the G stripe straight back, even in the clown. So I think there's still some good directions with that.
Yeah.
So I'm still going towards that. And then other than that, I don't know. I don't have a lot of, like I said, a lot of for sure pairings going this year that have already ovulated or anything. I have a shot at acid desert ghost clowns. I have one clutch that's ovulated.
Oh, nice.
And then I have a acid triple het desert ghost hypo clown breeding a chocolate desert ghost double het hypo clown. She hasn't done anything yet, but it's a possibility. So I was shooting for hypo acid puzzles this year, but none of the girls are doing anything at this point, and the male's gotten a little picky, so it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of in limbo on that one at this point. I don't know if I'm gonna.
Has there been acid puzzles already?
Yes. Well, there's been confusion puzzles. I don't know if there's been acid puzzles.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you still of the opinion they're the same thing?
I still think they're the same.
I do too, but I don't want to. Who knows? I don't need to start a rock fight tonight.
If they're not the same thing, they're still going to do the same thing. So I don't know.
That's true. That's true. Okay. All right. So more importantly, then,
the acid or the confusion puzzles are awesome looking.
Yeah, I never know. Like, puzzle's such a weird gene. It seems almost like, and I have a lot of it, but well, I've bought a lot of it. My male doesn't seem to want to perform at all. The ones that I bought from you have grown up. Those females are the hypo het puzzle and the double het hypo puzzle. Those girls have grown up. They're ready to breed now, but I can't get the male to. He won't do anything, and he's big too. He's like 1,200 grams of puzzle head hypo. I can't get anything from him. So
well, I'm glad the girls say well.
Yeah, they're great, man. And they do really well. Yeah. If he doesn't start locking in probably the next 30 days, I'm just going to have to, I think I'm going to go buy another visual male just so I don't lose a year on some of these others. Cause I've got cool combo genes, the codoms in the mix too. So I'd like to get them, but we'll see. I'm not sure. But yeah, so when you're doing puzzle, like planning, it seems, like I say, it seems almost like a subtle, I wouldn't say subtle, like almost like a delicate gene to where sometimes you can't see it or things seem to run it over. So a really strong gene like acid, I didn't know what we would see from it, but they came out cool though.
Yeah, no, they came out good. So yeah, no, I'm excited about that. I made some trick, some real nice trick that are double hat hypo puzzle stuff this past year. Held some of them back. Actually, Sundog got one of them from me.
Oh, cool.
So the trick puzzle, hurricane puzzle, whatever you want to call it, that stuff looks really good. And first clutch of the year was long shot, but triple het for hypoxanthic puzzles. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, and I got 2 more of those girls that have ovulated, so I'll have 3 clutches for that this year.
I'd like to see that. And do you have any axanthic puzzles yet?
I do not. That'll be my first item.
Cool. Well, I hope that clutch goes real well for you. I'm a big believer in results and numbers always come back to the average. So from last year,
That's
it's
terrible.
time.
I'm hoping this year is my reward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can always find examples to fit my my full. We find what we seek. But even like last night watching the game, I was like, this guy's not going to have 0 points all game. He's been scoring a little bit high, but he's not going to have 0 tonight. He is going to score. He's going to do well, and we did pull through and we won. So I'll wish the same for you this year, Dale.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. What other genes you working with that you're excited about, or you think are cool, or that are like big picture projects for you? Those are what caught my eye on Morph Market that I made a note of.
Yeah, nothing. I haven't really picked up a whole lot recently. I have a stranger. He's a stranger GHI yellow belly. He hasn't kicked in. He's het clown. He's really cool. That I've been trying, but other than that, I haven't added a whole lot. So it'd more just be going towards like some of maybe some triple stuff and stuff like that. The hypo exanthic puzzles would be probably my like most exciting if I could fit one here.
I would say so, man. Yeah.
Batter, like I said, the acid desert ghost, hypo clowns, something like that.
Yeah, quad. I would think, yeah, that'd be all right.
I still have a shot. They haven't done anything as far as like building or anything, but as far as the DG hypo puzzles again this year, I missed last year on both clutches. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an in between year. Just kind of.
Yeah, but those are pretty cool things, man.
Adults grow up a lot of hold back stuff from the previous year, and I don't know, kind of fine tune a little bit.
Yeah.
Refocus. So
do you find you have to do that every few years, or is there a cycle to that?
I mean, I've always done it to a certain extent. It's just it's easier to do when you don't have so much. So it's like I don't know. It got a little overwhelming, I guess, the last like year and a half or so. So
yeah, are you still
step back and try and slow down a little bit, I guess.
Are you still a one-man show as far as cleaning and care for all of the animals?
I mean, my mom's, she's worked for me for a little while as far as some of the cleaning and the rats and stuff more. She's been helping a lot since the move, taking care of a lot of the cleaning overall. It's like I said, got back from Jacksonville, found out Tuesday, been moving, and then got the All-American show this coming weekend. So going to the state, and so just been trying to keep up with feeding stuff, but yeah, between the rats and the snakes. So I do have that help, which is tremendous.
Oh, it's got to be, to
be able to do it. So
yeah, and I was going to say all the shows you do are 2-day shows, and if they're out of state, it probably, whether you stay for 3 days, the travel turns into a 3-day show, right?
Yeah. So I mean, like this Charlotte, I'll pack all day Thursday. I'll leave Friday morning at like, I don't know, 5, 6 to get there, and then set up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, drive home all night, get home Monday, technically morning, probably like 2, something like that, and then sleep, and then get up and put animals away all Monday. So
yeah,
Thursday to Monday, essentially, for something like that. Right.
And it's one thing with the animals with you, and honestly, it's one thing with the snakes, but with the rodents, man, that's a long stretch, especially if there's a God forbid that there's a leak or one's out and about and hadn't choosing
or something.
Right. Yeah. It's just, I'm nowhere near the size that you're at, but now I'm breeding ASFs myself, and there's just sometimes you open the door and you're like, just let it be normal today, man.
You can walk up and you can just smell it, and you're like, no.
Yeah, you can. We'll spare the audience that experience, but yeah, there was one Tinley I came back from, and my rodent shed is attached to the garage, and the second I opened the garage, I was like, oh God, what happened in the shed, and I was first thing Kelly said is like, there's something wrong out there, and I'm like, yeah, there is. And they're fortunately I don't have I still use buckets, so the only flood the flood can only be 5 gallons at a time, which is detrimental to a tub or two, but not a forced water flood,
Yeah, mine's piped in, so
is it?
Yeah,
that scares me, man.
Has been for years.
Yeah. Do you use pipes straight into the water lines and into the nipples, or do you use like a float pump or a float switch into the buckets?
No, so mine comes into the building, and then it goes through the pressure regulator, and then it goes into the same size tube that connects to everything. So it cuts down the pressure as far as an actual like full blown pipe.
Yeah.
By far, I don't know what off the top of my head, I don't know what the PSI it cuts it down to, but it's still a constant flow through that same.
Yeah, it would run if there were a leak, it would run straight indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, so if they got a chew in it or something, it took the whole thing off. Yes, it's just going to go nonstop. But if it's like a leak, like a stuck dripper or something, it's probably a little more than what your bucket flow would be, just because it has more pressure. But it's still going to be a slow kind of drip.
Gotcha.
So it's generally not like, unless you get like a full chew or something, it's not like devastating. And as long as I've been doing it, probably, I don't even know at this point, 6-7 years that with that type of operation, I would stick with it versus having to go fill up buckets every day or every other day or once a week or whatever it is.
Right. No, yeah, well, and that's true. That's the thing. It's automated. You don't have to think about it. And in the new facility I've got that I'm working diligently on right now, my thought is to have a shut-off valve above each bucket. So I could just walk down the line, turn them on, as they fill, turn them off kind of deal. But go ahead.
I would be less scared about, I would go ahead and just pipe it in. The amount, like I said, and it'll probably happen to me this week while I'm out of town or something, but it's been worth it to me.
Yeah.
For the last 7 years or however long it's been since I've had them on automatic. Probably longer than that, honestly. It's probably been longer.
Yeah.
But it's been probably 8 or 9 years. So
maybe I'll do it like a little test run on one rack, and just like, if I hit 6 months successful, then I'll be like, all right, I'll do 2 racks.
Yeah.
It just terrifies me, especially it just takes so long to rebound when one crashes altogether. So it just is.
Yeah, but really, so I mean, you got one rack. If the top tub overflows, it's going to wipe out whatever's under it. If you have enough, it's not going to go to the side ones.
No.
It's going to go to the floor. And even the worst floods I've ever had have probably only taken out a couple tubs.
I suppose that's a good point. I guess I envision nightmare. You just
it's going to form the sides, and it's going to go to the next one and to the next one.
Yeah.
And if you're there enough, like I said, generally it's a stuck dripper, so it's just like a a quick drip. It's not even like a full, unless you got a rat that gets out and it just wrecks your water lines, which I had happen way back.
Yeah.
But I don't know. In my opinion, it's worth it.
I'm going to run a test one then. Get myself comfy with it. I'm not saying to test it that you're not
get
reliable
the
source.
Sure, you get the pressure regulator, because otherwise it does not work. You can't do it otherwise.
Yeah, it would be too tough on the spring on the nipple, right?
Yeah, it'll push through like almost regardless.
Yeah, I have to look and see what that is. I'm not familiar. I don't know enough about it.
I got mine from Reptile Basics when I bought my original stuff. I have 2 of them.
Okay.
So it looks like a flying saucer. Mine are red, but I don't know. There might be other ones now. So.
Sorry, I just got a vision of red flying saucers. Like, could have painted with little lights and aliens coming down of it. So all right, so the water line goes into the pressure regulator, and then the regulator you can set out
like you can connect. The one size is just a regular. Literally, you can connect a hose to it.
Right.
It's a thread on there, and the other sizes it usually comes, I think, with like 2 or 3 different size little like tips, and you just push the hose onto it. The regular size rodent hose that you hook all your drippers to.
Huh.
And
yeah, maybe
PSI from whatever the hose is pushing to whatever you can change it a little bit, but I usually keep it on like this lower setting. So.
Right. Well, it almost feels like the lower pressure would be better anyhow. Like you don't want the
like the constant pressure regardless. So
yeah, and they don't need to be drinking from a fire hose. They just need the drip when they hit the thing. Yeah.
Sure. I think I have mine on the lowest, and I don't even know how many bins I run, but it's hundreds. So
right.
And I've never had a problem with it.
Well, now this is why I do the show. I learn from people, and now I have ideas. So I've got floor drains in my facility too. Now, like it used to be part of the problem of a flood is just getting the stuff up. Now I can just squeegee it and spray it down,
Yep.
It'll
save you a lot. You don't have to think about filling the buckets either.
Yeah. Well, and going out of town and stuff becomes easier with that as well. Cause you can load up the food. I don't like to, cause I like the fresher food rather than when it gets stale, but you can load up the food too.
Yeah. Most of your setups you can. I think on most of mine, I can get about 3 to 4 days, depending.
Oh yeah. I think pretty easily that I can. Mine seem to just move it around more than anything. And I only breed ASFs. I don't breed rats either. So I think I use less food than probably the breed of rats do.
Yeah.
So what are you feeding these days? You still using Missouri, or what do you feed these days?
No, I've never used Missouri.
I thought you did. Sorry.
No, FRM.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. I've never come across it up here. I've used Kalmbach straight ahead. It's been good for me.
I don't know. And I don't know that they go that far, because they're based out of Georgia. So
yeah. I'd forgotten all about them. Yeah. And honestly, for me and the quantity that I use, Chewy ships Kalmbach straight to my door. And with the 2 bags that I get every time, it's free shipping too. So it's like, that's easy. I don't have to think about it. I just set it on the schedule and off it goes.
Yeah, that's not bad. I finally got like a local place that I set. Before I was driving like 45 minutes to get it. Now it's a little closer, but I go through about 2 pallets a month. So
how many bags are on a pallet?
40
bags, and it's a ton of food a month. 2 pallets a month.
Yeah, roughly
2 tons a month. Oh my God, Dale.
Yeah.
That's oh shit. All right. Well, big dreams for me.
I think I got down to like 17 something a bag now. So.
Well, that's a really good price though. That's that's great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Now,
They're
I
like,
guess
you got to load it yourself. We ain't loading it. We'll order it for you.
really.
Oh,
How do they get it? They don't get it on a pallet. They can't just be like, "Here's your pallet with a
they
forklift or
do.
whatever."
Well, they do, but I don't have a truck, so I kept my old SUV, so I could load 40 bags into the back of my old SUV. So
You put 2,000 pounds of rodent food in
yep,
your SUV, and it's that Honda was a Passport or whatever that you got
on the Pilot, and
the Pilot.
it has forever.
Wow, fantastic, man! I
But
figured you put it in your trailer. You don't use the enclosed trailer for them.
no, I keep all the dry goods in the trailer, so
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah, that's right.
so no, I throw it in the back of the Honda, and
It's like sit down.
oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's all the way down. That's all I use that car for anymore, though, is to transport rats and transport feed. So.
Fantastic, man.
I got the new Honda Pilot that transports all the snakes. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you just got another one.
Yeah. It's been I don't know, almost a year now, but yeah, I went to the Charlotte show, and it wasn't even the All-American one. It was the regular Charlotte Repticon or whatever, and was like 5 minutes from the venue, and the alternator went out.
Oh,
and the thing's got, I don't even know, 300,000 miles or something crazy on it. So it started getting a little sketchy. So finally was able to work through all that. And when I got back, my wife's like, we're going to Honda. Like, okay. Like, this thing's been paid off forever, though.
I know, it's great. Yeah, I tell people my Tacoma's got 184 on it. I'm like, I want 300 out of it before I even look at anything else.
Same. Well,
yeah.
I still got the old one, and like I said, I still use it. I just don't take it out of town anymore.
I gotcha. The Ratmobile.
Exactly right.
All right, Dale, let me pay some bills real quick, and then we'll get into this last segment here. Guys, check out REDLINE Shipping. That's who I use for all of my shipping. The customer service, the phone call, the team that'll support you. If there's always temperatures to worry about somewhere. It's cold in one place. We were still in the 20s last night here, but it's in the 80s down where Dale is. We still want to be able to do business, and their team will help you with that. Solid pricing, and for an extra $5 off, you can use the promo code proper5 on your next shipping label. Check out the team at REDLINE Shipping. We were talking earlier about shed testing. Charlie at shedtesting.com is who I use. I love his story. He's the guy doing the testing. He's the guy doing the customer service. If you have questions about what you need to get tested, what's available, you can reach him on Instagram. You can also go to shedtesting.com. There's over 40 shed tests listed there available right now. VPA, Axanthic, Wookiee, Sunset Clown, Puzzle, Ultramel, Zebra. He just released the Monarch test, and he's got a few others in the works that are coming out imminently. He's always doing research on the new tests and creating the new tests. So check out Charlie. He also, to Dale's point earlier, he just lowered his prices to $40 per gene. Second genetic test for the same animal is $20 on top of that. For right now, the promo code still applies. We can't expect the guy to lower his prices 20% and then give you another 15% off for using my code. But he's doing it for now, so let it rip. Go check out Charlie at shedtesting.com. Get your animals tested. Portuguese Pythons is Danny and Renee Rocha out in Chino, California. All of my Ultramel Pied project ingredients have come from them, and they're great people to work with. And their Ultramel stuff is fantastic. They're doing great things with dark codoms in with Ultramel, but also Ultramel Puzzle projects, Ultramel Clown, Sunset Hypo combo over on Morph Market right now from them as well. So go check them out. And I promise, like I say, they're wonderful people to do business with. Charlie Ryan at Reagan, Renee Royal Pythons. I just posted a reel of his today. He's got a great business sense about him, but also super, super high-end animals that he's working with. Very analytical. If you see the way that he keeps his facility and the way that he thinks through business, that trickles over to how he takes care of his snakes and animals as well. Kryptons, DG, G-Stripe, Candy Pied, Pied Clowns, single, double, and triple ingredients from Charlie as well. He's also the reigning undefeated current 15 minutes of lame champion. And also, if you get a chance, go check out his Deeds Not Words initiative with Chris and Jay. Chris from Chris Eaton, Fat Man Nation, and Jay from Greenline Morphs. Support your veterans, and this is a long-term fundraiser for Camp Freedom in Pennsylvania as well. Ball Labs in Aurora, Colorado. That is Trevor. He's got a new podcast called Breeder Underground, and they talk about some of the goings on there. Two breeders from Colorado. Trevor likes to work with anything he can get his hands on, some forgotten genes, maybe things that people maybe haven't thought so much about recently, but also higher end genes, Puzzle, Ultramel Clown, VPI Xanthic, Tri-Stripe, Monsoon, Zebra, and Sunset. One of the things I love about Trevor is he's a licensed rodent breeder in Colorado. In Colorado, you technically are supposed to be inspected and licensed to breed and sell rodents, and he's one of a very small handful of breeders who have gone through that process. And that tells me that doesn't just stop with his rodents. He takes care of his snakes that way as well. So go check him out and go check out his new podcast. He will also be at the AARPE show in Castle Rock in 2 weeks from this weekend. Last but not least is Chris at B and S Reptilia, the original Proper Royals sponsor. I'm so proud that we're still doing business together. He is my vending partner at Tinley, and we have some investments that we've made in animals together as well. Chris is called B and S Reptilia because he does have ball pythons, but also blood pythons, colubrids of all shapes and sizes, locality boas. Some of those colubrids are also the Pituophis, the bull snakes, the pine snakes, and he's definitely educated on if you need any permits or what it takes to be able to own these various animals in your various locations. So go check out Chris at B and S Reptilia. All the links are down below in the description for all the sponsors. Please go check them out, and thank you, audience. Otherwise, it's just, me and Dale, which would be fun, but then you wouldn't get to enjoy it as well. So tonight I got Dale Richards from Constricted Reptiles, and we're just catching up a little bit. Dale, what else has been going on, man? I know you've been busy. How many shows this year are you doing there? And I know in Florida, but you're branching out a little bit now too, huh?
I have no idea how many actual shows it is. It's a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
You do a week off, have Charlotte next weekend. I know I got 3 in August, and I don't know, at least one a month, or one plus a month. So I don't know.
Yeah. Outside of Florida, you're doing do you still do the Charlotte Repticon as well?
It depends on the time. So I do the show, some of the shows. I've been to dry goods for Eric. So it depends on if he's going to be there or not. So yes, I do. I think I did the last Charlotte show up there, which wasn't that long ago. And then I've got Raleigh, I think in August. So yeah, it depends. But yeah, I do North Carolina. I've been doing some South Carolina, like Charleston. And
wow.
Florida. So yeah, probably North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. Mostly.
Gotcha. Yeah. People don't realize that
Texas, but I stopped doing the Texas, and I did the one Tinley, but
that's a challenging. I mean, that's the challenge for me to go to Tinley, much less for you to go all the way up there, man.
Yeah, it's a long way, and obviously I'd have to get tables from somebody else anyways, because you can't get in. So yeah, I haven't tried.
I gotcha. No, and it's it's hard to like in the one way I know that like we want to do those big shows. Like I would love to do Daytona. And then I think about everything it would take for me to go do Daytona. And it's like, doesn't make sense for me, man. And it's hard to even make it. Honestly, it's hard for me to make sense of it just to fly in and hang out for the show too. Although I do need to do that. And my dad still lives in Jacksonville, but it's really difficult, man.
You look at it like it's a major expense as far as if you're looking at it just from a business point of view.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just to vend it, you're looking at, I don't know, what, 15 to plus, right?
We're talking where, Tinley?
A Tinley or a Daytona or something if you're coming from out of state.
Oh yeah, I say between the hotel and the show, I say Tinley is $1,500 for me to walk in the door.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
Tinley. Yeah.
So not to mention for me, it's a between 16 and 17-hour drive.
Like, right. That's that's hard, man. That's really hard. And then it's also in like March and October. So if you stop anywhere, you're liable to catch cold weather and you got the animals cold and all of that too.
Yeah.
So
it's, I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you, and people don't realize either, or I never realized, Charlotte and Raleigh obviously are both in North Carolina, but they're a long way. Like Jacksonville or where you're at to Charlotte, that's one thing. It's 6 or 7 hours, but Raleigh is, how long does it take you to get to Raleigh? 9 or 10 hours?
No, they're both about the same. Charlotte and Raleigh are both, I think, roughly between 7 and 8 hours for me. So
okay.
I used to do Atlanta, and Atlanta was 7 hours or something. So
yeah,
it really just depends.
I guess I was thinking of my geography when I lived in North Carolina. Like Charlotte was only about 2 hours, but to get to Raleigh was about 5 hours. But I guess if you split off, if you stay on 95,
both of them. So
yeah,
and then I don't even know. I followed GPS after that. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think Charlotte's a little closer than Raleigh, but they're both about.
I gotcha. How's the Tampa show been doing? That show was always a really impressive show to me for not national but I always was impressed by what I saw in that show.
It's still a very sought after show. Still a very big as far as Repticon goes. I would say as far as what I've done, it and Raleigh are the two biggest.
Okay. So Raleigh's on that scale as well?
Oh yeah, Raleigh's a couple year wait list.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's every bit as good as Tampa, I would say.
Yeah.
The last show was good. The show before that was terrible, like across the board. But I think it was just the uncertainty of the economy at that point.
Yeah.
But the last show was great. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy. To be honest, I can't make heads or tails of any of it. This past weekend was really surprisingly solid for me in a new market, new place. Had never vended there before.
Yeah,
did great. I'd go back this weekend and do it again.
The economy's all over the place, obviously, but
yeah,
you also have tax returns right now.
Right,
so that's helping. But I don't know. Like I said, that Jacksonville show was the busiest I've ever seen it.
Nice.
So I don't know.
I kind of think, like I say, I think sometimes we overanalyze things. I know we overanalyze things, but I think we get in our own heads and our own bubbles of like our groups or this massive group of people that watch these podcasts or consume this content. And we talk ourselves into stuff rather than just going out and doing the thing, you know?
No, I agree. If you get out there and your animals are still moving.
Yeah.
Like you just have to get out there and move them. So, I mean, I don't know. It's all over the place.
Yeah. Do you see any change in your own strategy or any change in I mean, you said you really hadn't even updated Morph Market. I mean, is it still primarily shows for you is where you find
Shows
most
have
of the,
always been my more go-to than Morph Market.
yeah.
Other than like the beginning of COVID,
Mm.
obviously shows got shut down. So
Yeah.
everything was Morph Market, and I was like, oh, I was selling these Mojaves for $50 at the shows, and now I'm selling for 150 shipped. Like, so I mean, but yeah, shows have always been more my go-to, and I usually I'll throw some lower end stuff on Morph Market just because it will move. You throw something up there, free shipping,
Right.
whatever, and they move. But I usually throw the higher end stuff up there that
Yeah.
I'm not. I know if I take it to the Jacksonville Repticon, it's probably not going to sell. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if I take it to a higher end show, yes, it might sell. But
Do you,
how many of those a year are there? So
yeah. Do you find at the higher end shows though, like, I don't know, say you got a visual and with two hets, 100%, and a combo. Do you find if the other higher end breeders and sellers are there that those prices get driven down in that setting as well? I know they're all on Morph Market, so they're all. I mean, it seems even more magnified. Like at a Tinley, it
it's
seems even more
yeah.
magnified the pressure.
So the bigger the show, the harder it's going to be to sell unless you can absolutely stand out. So if you go to a Daytona versus Jacksonville, like I think I've heard you say it, you're the big guy in the
Yeah.
room at that point
Right.
versus the little fish and a million fucking big people. Like
Right. Right.
you're obviously going to stand out. They're going to come to you versus maybe the other massive competition.
Yeah. That's the other problem with Tinley. So it's $1,500 to walk in that room.
And
And
you're
then
with the biggest people in the industry.
yeah, what am I going to compete against Justin and Steve or Joe at JSA? And they're all great people. I don't have a problem with the people. It's just
No,
from a business standpoint.
I tend to find that smaller shows for medium, like your pet level to pretty not high end, but $500 animals. That
Yeah.
stuff you're gonna sell that stuff better at a show where you're not competing with the masses.
Right.
So and that's what I'm like. You could do very well probably doing a bunch of small shows like that and then putting your high end stuff online.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, honestly, that's the model that I follow. I think I have the 30 animal subscription on Morph Market. I put my 30 highest end animals there and otherwise just do the shows. And honestly, that was the experience there in Sioux Falls. It was done really nicely. I looked up the like the average gross income per household. I was like, that's actually pretty high. And there was like, it's a town of 300,000 people and they don't have a reptile show within 3.5 hours of them ever. This was the very first one. And I was like, I think I like this. Let's try this out. And it was a nice venue. The venue was primo, man. That made a difference too, I think.
No, for sure. I mean, like I said, the less people, the less competition. The same money's walking in the room regardless.
Right.
I can remember a Jacksonville that it was in the Iceplex place or whatever way back.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to do it, and I almost didn't do it. It was like on a, I think it was on a holiday. It was like on Halloween or something weird like that, and a lot of people didn't come. And for a Jacksonville in just snakes, I think I did like $7,000.
Oh my God.
Like, I was like, okay.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I would have thoughts about that too. Wow.
So I was like, this is a tiny little show. Like,
Dale, I thought of one thing as we sort of start to wind down here. Well, you told the story before, but I've since learned some more details and some of the other person involved, and it just blows my mind about how cool like this industry is and how small it is. You had told a story, and I'm going to screw up some of the details, so I'll let you tell it. But I think you were working in plants and greenhouses, or working with plants and selling them. And there was a show in town, a reptile show, and you decided to get your first snake at a reptile show after selling some palms, maybe.
Oh, so it wasn't my first snake. So
Okay.
kind of, well, I was working in retail management, and I mean, I've always been into snakes, and or not even snakes. I've always been into animals, and I've always been into plants. So at that point, I was like breeding a very small amount of corn snakes, like 3 or 4.
Oh,
And
okay.
I was keeping I don't even know, a bunch of random stuff. I had like a boa, and I had, just stuff. And I think I'd probably been to 1 Daytona or 2 Daytonas or something like that at that point, and was just collecting at that point. I was breeding the corn snakes, like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I was also doing the plants, like I don't know. I wanted to either do like a plant nursery, and even since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a bunch of Sega palms, and I put them on Craigslist, and they sold on Saturday. So I went to Daytona on Sunday, and it wasn't even a lot. It was like a $100 animal or something at that point. It was like a creamsicle corn snake, I think, like adult breeder.
Oh, okay.
That I went and bought at that point. So
was that from Dennis?
No, that
McNamara?
wasn't from Dennis. I bought my first Mojave from Dennis.
Okay,
a Mojave ball python female as a baby from Dennis.
Gotcha. I thought that was the story. Just I've become pretty good buddies with Dennis, and he was like, yeah, I didn't even remember selling that to Dale. And then Dale just told me one day, he's like, I got my first Mojave from you. And I was like, was that the one that he got from the palm trees in Daytona?
So that was a corn snake. That was probably 2 years before I probably bought that, because I was even looking at ball pythons then.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even have any. I wasn't even looking at them.
Funny, so man.
I did corn snakes for a couple of years, and then dove in that. Crazy enough, I'm doing the plants again. So.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of plants lately.
Cool. Do you take them with you to the reptile shows?
I have been taking, not a lot, but I have been taking them and selling them at the shows.
Yeah. Yeah. When you do, you're doing the Charlotte AARP show?
I haven't decided if I'm bringing. I don't have a lot, because we're just coming out of the winter, so I don't have a greenhouse or anything like that. So propagating and all that kind of stuff takes a little bit of the heat. They do it better with the heat. So
right. Yeah, I gotcha.
Trying to get them to root and everything right now during the winter. It's a little rough, but yeah, that's been my back to my hobby, where the snakes are kind of almost like I don't know, a little burned out on the snakes. Just like nonstop work.
Well, I was gonna say anything can become work, and there's times when it's overwhelming, and 14 displays is massive. Anybody that's tried to set up as a one person show, set up 14 displays is exhausting before you even start, man.
Well, that even depends on the show. So I mean, like Jacksonville, that was 8 tables, so that was 4 tables, which was those displays, those 14 plus towers and delis, and then another 4 tables of dry goods. All
dry goods, yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know how you do it.
I got there at 2:00 on Friday, and I set up until like 7, and I got there Saturday morning at like 7:30, and I cleaned poop for the first hour and a half.
For everybody that thinks that this is a glamorous, riding limos kind of job, man, right? Man. All right. Where can people see you next, Dale?
Charlotte this weekend.
And that's
American Reptile Plant Expo.
Very nice. Good luck there. And obviously I think the world of Troy and Nick, they've been really cool to me. And I'm looking forward to seeing them in a couple weeks out in Denver. I won't be vending. I'll be out there working with Redline, but that was a great show. And my understanding is the Charlotte venue is far bigger than the one in Denver, actually.
I haven't been to the Denver, but I've heard the same. And yeah, the Charlotte show it's pretty big. I obviously this will only be the second one, but I was very impressed with the first one.
Yeah,
the venue was great. The area was nice. They got like a get together on Saturday with everybody at like this, I don't know, this cool like big place with a bunch of restaurants all inside the same building and stuff. And
oh, cool.
You know, it was nice.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see a show done through the eyes of a breeder selling at a show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Friday night after setup, we had pizza and everything like at the venue, and so.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, good luck there. I'll be interested to hear how it goes. I know those guys are hitting it hard. I mean, in one way they're just getting started, but in another way, I mean, they're just popping up cities that they're doing shows in. I know Nashville's coming up for them. They added Scottsdale.
I considered that one, but that's getting up there for me. I think it's like a 11 hour drive, something like that.
To Nashville?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever it is from Atlanta, you got another, I think 4 hours past Atlanta, I would think.
Yeah, I think I looked it up and it was like 10 to 11 hours or something like that. And I think it was on a weekend. I had something else going on too. So I was like, hey,
oh yeah.
So
yeah, sometimes that makes it easier. Like I'll look at my schedule and I'm like, well, no, I got a show in town. I'm not as much as I would like and not mind doing another show. I'm not going to drive 2 or 3 states if I've got one in town here.
Yeah, but I think that'd be a cool area to go to. So
I do too. And actually I'm hoping to get there with, I might be going with Robin. I'm not sure 100% on that one yet, but I'd like to see their Scottsdale show as well. It's a nice market. I was there with the PGA Tour for a little while, a few months I spent out there in Scottsdale. It's a cool place. I'd be intrigued to see what they do out there as well. But again, I can't vend it. I can't drive the animals down there solo. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, well, Dale, congratulations on the new home, on the building. You've been on that forever, and I'm happy that you guys got there. Give my best to Renee. I trust she's doing well.
Yep.
All right. Well, cool. I'll let you know when I do get down that way, whether it's Daytona or not. I'll give you a call, and you're not that far from Jacksonville. I might shoot down and say, hey, grab a beer or something one afternoon. But I appreciate everything, and thanks for being here, Dale.
No, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Audience, check out Dale Constricted Reptiles for sure on Instagram, Morph Market, and then this weekend at the Charlotte AARPE show. I'll be back next week, same time, same place. See if I can get these new buttons down here. And audience, thanks so much. Dale, hang out for just a second. See you guys next time. Bye.